Hello students, welcome to our third class on Christopher Marlowe's play, the Tragical History of the Life and Death of Dr. Faustus. Let us briefly see what we did in our previous classes. What did we do? We actually in our first class looked at, to start with, we looked at who is Marlowe, what are his plays, what was his life, and what were his thematic preoccupations, right? What were the preoccupations in his writing and what kind of thought process that went into most of his plays is what we discussed, as well as we discussed another important aspect, that is the rise of the Renaissance period, and as part of the rise of Renaissance theatre, and within that we discussed more in detail about the way Elizabethan theatre emerged as a part of the Renaissance spirit. And we also discussed about the characteristics of this Renaissance period, what are the salient features, and what were the preoccupation of people in this Renaissance period, and how it was considered some kind of rebirth, and a disconnect was a kind of disconnect was perceived from the previous Middle Ages, that was perceived, that was considered as some kind of dark ages. Right, that is what we understood in our first class, and then followed by in the last class we looked at the plot of Dr. Faustus. We discussed very briefly about the plot of Dr. Faustus and what is the overarching what is the overarching idea in the play. That is some kind of transgression of human knowledge that happens by embracing necromancy, and how Dr. Faustus embraces necromancy in order to gain newer knowledge, because he was not satisfied with the available knowledge. He had some kind of hubris. He had this pride in having acquired all the available knowledge around, so he wanted something beyond, and to get that beyond he had to resort to magic, the tabooed area, and then how to get the highest of the magic, he had to make a pact with the devil, that is Mephistopheles accompanies him. He has a 24 years pact with the devil, where he gets everything magic in his hands, where he can conjure anything on the earth. He even can call Helen on earth, and then at the last moment he has to face the brunt of what he actually asked for. So he had to beg for mercy and not to go to hell, but then how he had to go to hell according to the pact he had entered into with the devil. Right, that is what we saw. And very briefly we also looked at morality plays and how some of the elements of morality plays have crept into Dr. Faustus as well, and that was characteristic of the period. How the Middle Ages, the elements of Middle Age plays have entered into Renaissance plays as well. So that is what we understood in our previous class. And today another technique that is used, very briefly we're going to see how another technique, a prominent technique called chorus, is used in Dr. Faustus as well, and this chorus is also used in Elizabethan theatre to a great extent. Right? So that is what we are going to see today. So what is a chorus? A chorus has its history, right? Chorus has its genesis in the Greek theatre. So chorus is a major characteristic of the Greek theatre. So chorus is a group which performs vocally, as opposed to those who perform. They perform in a group. They don't chorus initially. I'm not talking about the Elizabethan theatre, but this is the genesis of chorus, was that it was a huge group that actually it was used in the classical drama, Greek drama. And the major function of chorus is that they describe and comment on the main action of the play. Chorus is, remember, chorus is omnipresent. It knows what is happening in the play. It knows what will happen in the play. So the chorus is some kind of, two eyes in the sky kind of, Chorus has everything. It can see, and then it can as well as comment every now and then on what is happening with the action of the play, with the character of the play, right? So the chorus performs in terms of song, dance, and recitations. So they actually also deliver dialogues. So Greek tragedy has its beginnings in choral performances. You know, it began with some kind of choral performances. Then chorus, how it emerged as one of the techniques within the Greek tragedy. So, in which in the Greek tragedy, a group of 50 men danced and sang dithyrambics and lyric hymns in praise of god Dionysus, right? So, this is the way chorus functioned in the Greek tragedy. However, when the device of chorus entered into Renaissance theatre, so chorus actually got a little modified in the Renaissance on the Renaissance stage. So the role of chorus got revised. Now chorus became more of a commentator. So in the drama of the Elizabethan England, for instance, the name of chorus designated a single person. Chorus could also designate single person. It could also mean a group of people, right? So in the Elizabethan, in the Renaissance theatre, on the Renaissance stage, so chorus could mean a single person or a group of people. So chorus would usually be the speaker of the prologue and the epilogue. Prologue is the beginning of the play and prologue is the end of the play. Both are some kind of comments, and prologue could also be an invocation of the divine, but epilogue could also be a summing up of what has happened in the play. So this happens exactly same way in our play Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, right? So now what is so chorus, again I'll tell you, chorus was applied to a single character or a group of characters who spoke the prologue or the epilogue to a play. So chorus serves as author's vehicle. It is, you know, the author is directly intervening. Authorial intervention happens through the mouth of the chorus here. So author's vehicle for commenting on the play and for communicating to the audience and exposing about the subject, briefing the offstage events and setting, etc. happens through the chorus. Okay, so what happens in Dr. Faustus? Prologue spoken by chorus in Dr. Faustus is important for us because prologue actually sets the stage. It sets the mood of the play. Prologue gives us a peek into what is happening in Faustus' life. What we don't know, what Faustus has done before we enter the pages of the book, is what actually prologue provides us in the right at the beginning of the play. So chorus here speaks about the intention of the playwright to write this play. Chorus actually says what is the playwright's intention in writing this play, and where chorus actually makes it clear that the subject is not as serious as the audience is expecting. Subject is nothing but the life of a common man called Dr. Faustus. Right? This we know is not as common as the chorus is making us believe. Dr. Faustus here actually becomes a bigger character, and actually he stands as a representative figure for many of the, many of the conflicts that can happen in a human mind, right? So that is what chorus does. And they introduce Dr. Faustus. So for us, Dr. Faustus is introduced by the chorus. Dr. Faustus is the protagonist of the play. He's a great scholar who has excelled in all the disciplines. He was an ambitious man who wanted to acquire superhuman powers. He was not, like I told you in the last class, he was not happy with what he has. He suffered from the hubris of, he thought that he has acquired all the knowledge is beyond the existing available knowledge around, and he sought more powers, he sought more knowledge, and that's why he had to resort to magic. And this entire picture is given to us by the chorus in the prologue itself, right? So now so let me also elaborate it. So in the play Dr. Faustus, the chorus appears 4 times on the stage, and it performs a very crucial role, crucial function it has. That is, it begins the play as well as it ends the play. Choric function is to provide prologue to the play. It performs the narrative function, and at the very base level, it comments and provides a brief description on a Faust life. Okay. Besides giving information regarding the life of Dr. Faustus, chorus also comments on what is it that Faustus is doing. Chorus is able to show us that Dr. Faustus is committing a sin and that there's definitely an impending doom for him. The crime of hubris or equating himself with God is pointed out, right? The chorus actually points out, and I'll read out some of the very, very beautiful lines from prologue of chorus, where, let me read it out. So they are commenting on Dr. Faustus. Remember, they're telling Dr. Faustus is swollen. He's swollen with what? It's a hubris, hinting at hubris. Hubris is his fault. Faustus' fault. So I'll read the lines. Quote, till swollen with cunning of a self-conceit, his waxen wings did mount above his reach, and melting heavens conspired his overthrow for falling to a devilish exercise. And glutted now with learning's golden gifts, he surfeits upon cursed necromancy. Nothing so sweet as magic is to him, which he prefers before his chiefest bliss, and this the man that in his study sits. Right? Such beautiful lines, aren't they? So the chorus is actually in the prologue itself is telling us that he is swollen with self-conceit. He has waxen wings. Look at the beautiful image. Faustus' wings are waxen. He just gets closer to sun. He just gets closer to light. He just gets closer to fire is going to burn it. So he is going to be burnt down. So, and he has committed, heavens have already conspired his overthrow because of the devilish exercise he is getting into. He is glutted now with learning's golden gifts. He has golden gifts of the learning, but he wants much more. So he has given himself to cursed necromancy. So this is the man who is sitting in his study, and this is the man you're going to get a peek into, right? This is the chorus introducing us Dr. Faustus, as well as telling us what is Dr. Faustus's sin and what is the impending doom as well, right? So this is chorus. So I briefed you what is chorus function and what is the role of prologue in the play. So in the next class, we will get into Act 1, Scene 1 of the play, and we will go into detail about prologue plus other scenes of the play, right? Thank you.